Welcome back. Issa interview. Get it, Kennedy? Issa. You sat down with the one and only Issa Rae. I am dying to hear about this conversation.
Yes, Mara, that's right. Issa's already listed as one of Time 100's most influential people, and after sitting down with her here in Revolt Studios, I completely understand. This Hollywood powerhouse is on a mission. We talked about her career, how she represents for Black women, even some of her thoughts on motherhood. I got a good glimpse into the world according to Issa Rae. Where'd you get that confidence to just stand up for your beliefs no matter what, to not conform to that pressure to change, to just keep going and have full faith in your product?
I think I'm generally hard-headed. My mom used to always say that I'm hard-headed, but a lot of my strength and confidence does come from her. Always be proud to be Black, and to me, that just has never wavered.
To truly appreciate what Issa has done as a show creator, you have to look at what came before her. Back in the 70s, shows like Good Times and Sanford and Son centered around the Black urban experience. But they were created or produced mostly by white men. It wasn't till 1993 that Yvette Lee Bowser became the first Black female show creator with Living Single. And it's been over 20 years since Mara Brock Akil gave us Girlfriends.
We're just backup singers in a little ditty called Her World. I bet she doesn't even remember our names.
Tony, girl, you are tripping. Shoot, maybe you're just forgettable.
Enter Issa Rae, the daughter of a Southern California doctor dad and a school teacher mom. At 38, she is at the forefront of a new wave of Black female voices. From Quinta Brunson to Robin Thede, who are focusing on everyday Gen Zennial Black experiences.
It sounds like you saying we should start before we march.
Do you feel like there is a space now for Black women to just be normal, or do we always have to be exceptional in the eyes of TV and film for our stuff to get produced?
I think we have called for it, so there is space for sure. Like I think about, you know, Harlem's on the air, but I will say that that may shift again. We're gonna have to start proving why our stories are worth telling again. I'm rooting for everybody Black.
While the whims of Hollywood may change, Issa's love and commitment to stories focused on Black people runs deep.
What? What did I say?
From her days at Stanford University in the early 90s, rolling cameras with classmates, to her popular YouTube series, The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl, which would eventually become the premise for her 14-time Emmy-nominated HBO series, Insecure. Issa Rae explores our cultural experiences in a way that only we know.
It just gotta be fun, sexy, in your face, you know?
And through her company, Hooray, she's also executive produced a Black Lady sketch show and HBO's Rap Shit.
Freestyle all up and down my timeline. I'll take y'all to the next level.
Everything you've been a part of is based on you promoting being unapologetically Black.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you felt like you had to dilute our identity to kind of conform to what either studios want or what people are buying in terms of television or film?
Early on in my career, when I was trying to break in, I would say Black creators who had been through, or I would say Black producers who had been through the process, they were just like, you know, add a white character, you gotta make it multicultural, like all these coded things.
Right.
Because they were speaking on their struggle, and part of me resented that because in hindsight, I didn't realize that they were trying to look out for me, you know, and trying to help me, but for me, it just felt like kind of hatery in a way, and so I think because I resented that, it just made me indignant in terms of making sure that like I wholly represented Black characters.
Wait a minute, there's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it?
Now, her representation of Black characters moves into the Marvel Universe.
We don't know the sex yet. My husband wants it to be a surprise. He's really corny.
Issa is making history as the first actress to play a pregnant superhero in the animated box office hit, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's a role that changed her perspective. Does she reflect the present-day Black Shiro?
Not superhuman, superhero qualities. I think it's special that they decided to make her pregnant, like took like the arc from the comics to attribute it to this particular story. And I think it's gonna open people's eyes to like the magicness of pregnant women. I had to confront my own biases towards pregnant women because I think that, you know, they are so fragile, and in a sense they are.
Right.
But like, they're still working up until the minute. Like for me, that's also been a source of why I haven't like pursued that avenue just yet, because I'm just like, I'm gonna have to stop everything I'm doing. And I think it's cool that you have a literal superhero who's just like, I'm still gonna be fighting crime and, you know, getting things done with this baby in tow.
And though a baby isn't on her horizon right now, Issa Rae stays booked and busy. Not only is she fighting crime in Spider-Man, she's representing powerful Black women in the doll world too, starring as the President Barbie in the Barbie movie. She even has her own doll.
President Barbie, I bow before you and the sash.
You play Barbie president.
Yes.
You said growing up it was important for your mom that you had Black Barbies. Talk to me about why that representation was important, and now you actually being the Black Barbie, how that representation feels to you, that little girls can now look at you and see that.
My mom was, I think that they grew up, her generation for sure grew up with that. The doll test implanted in their minds.
For
of
sure.
Just little girls, little Black girls, not wanting to play with Black dolls. Yes, the darker dolls, and just being unsettled by that. And she knew that she had a dark-skinned daughter, and she wanted me to see myself reflected and me to know that I was beautiful.
For Rae, her huge success is a vehicle to give back to the community that made her. With an empire that includes a production company, a hair care line, multiple coffee shops, and plans to build a studio in South Los Angeles, what Issa hasn't done is forgotten her South Los Angeles roots. Issa, you're credited with changing the perception of South LA through your shows, because I feel like we get to see the all-encompassing reality of the place in which we live. It's connected to me. That's where my grandparents live, where I grew up. You're now a major investor in that area. Talk to me about why that was so important for you.
I just, you know, strongly believe in investing in our own neighborhoods. Like, you know, seeing the neighborhoods that shaped me, driving through the streets where, you know, I caught the bus to school or, you know, saw my first crush. I thought I went away after school to New York and thought I wanted to live out there, but coming back home made me appreciate LA so much more and all that there is to offer here, whether it was my own community, my friends, the church I went to, so many things I tapped into to just become, you know, who I am today.